Hey guys, Gabby here from Ray Studios, and I'm here with Master of the Skies, Drewdrones. Thank you so much for being in the channel. Elbow shake. You know, with the whole Corona thing.
Watch out.
Yeah. So man, I'm so happy to meet you. We've been shooting some videos lately.
Yeah, pretty crazy videos too. Huh?
He literally took me for a ride on a FPV drone. I mean, I wear his goggles while he was flying. I mean, he also has goggles, of course. And wow, you blow my mind, man. I've been flying drone for a few years already, like 5 years at least.
Yeah.
And I saw like I was good till I saw you.
It's a whole different experience, huh?
Yes. And so the first thing I wanna talk to my audience is there are many people who think FPV drones they're for racing.
Yeah.
But not really.
Not really. I specifically don't focus on racing at all. I don't focus on freestyle either. My goal when I started this was to fly cinematic shots. I also used to fly Mavics Inspire, and it just wasn't cutting it for me. You know, I fell on this one video online, and it just blew my mind. The fact that they were kind of skiing almost, you know, and I really wanted to learn more and kind of dwelled in, and you know, 5 months in now, and I'm totally addicted.
So probably you guys are watching footage as we are talking, so you know what he's talking about. But yeah, if you've seen footage shoot with a, I don't know, DJI Mavic, Mavic 2 Pro, whatever, it probably looks nice, but nothing compared to what this guy can do. So first thing and most important, when I saw your footage, I was like, how can I do that?
Yeah.
So
100%.
how can I do that?
The first thing that I would recommend would be to start on a simulator.
All right.
The reason I say that is simply for the fact that this hobby is not cheap at all. Every single crash that you're going to do on the simulator is probably going to save you, you know, $100 US to
That's a lot of money.
to maybe $500 US, depending on how bad you crash. These things are pretty robust, but you just kind of want to get the stick time. I spent about 40, maybe even 60 hours on the sim before I even started considering building myself my first drone.
So these 60 hours, how long did it take you? Like if you put it on days,
About
months?
2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
I went full out. I just
Wow, never sleep.
No, I pretty much woke up in the morning, went on the simulator,
Wow.
focused on certain things, tried to race through gates just to understand the feeling, and then just concentrated on, you know, really getting that stick understanding.
You get into one scene and you just do it.
100%. I'm pretty intense.
He's been flying for 5 months. This footage you're looking now in this channel, he done it after flying in only 5 months, right?
Yeah, correct.
God damn it. It's amazing.
So what happens when you're addicted?
Yeah. So after a simulator, first, how much does it cost to get into a simulator? For example, software, what hardware do I need to run a simulator?
Yeah, the number one thing I recommend everyone is if you're not 100% sure if you're going to like it, buy the cheapest controller there is. I started with the FlySky i6X. We can link everything in the description. But I fly i6S, pretty much the cheapest controller you can find on the market.
How much is that, more or less?
I think it
in
goes
dollars?
for like $40 US or something like that. So it's
Fair enough.
pretty basic.
Okay.
It's not something I'd recommend you go out and fly with, but it's something
for a
the
simulator,
it's fine. Some of them come with a USB that allows you to play on the simulator.
Okay.
Some of them don't. So depending, we'll also link in the description.
Okay, the USB, you need
USB,
a special USB.
Yeah, that connects to the controller and that allows you to read it.
And we don't need goggles for the simulator.
Honestly, a lot of people do play with them on. I didn't at all, and to be honest, I don't think I was kind of handicapped by it at all. You're going to be pressing the button to restart a lot and etc. So if you're not 100% sure, don't invest in goggles. Better just buy the controller, get some stick time in, and then just go down that
You're
route.
good to go. So somewhere around 40, maximum $50, depending where you are as well, right?
The game is about the liftoff game, which is the simulator I played. The top three, I would say, are probably the DRL simulator, liftoff, which is the one I use, and then Velocidrone. Those are the three top
And
ones.
you need to pay for the software as
You
well,
need
right?
to pay on Steam. You can get them for, I think, about under $20, all of them. So it's under $100. You're guaranteed to start.
$200, you got the whole thing, the remote, the software, more or less.
Yeah, under $100 for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
You're good to go. Excellent. So once I'm done with the simulator,
Yeah.
I go crazy like you 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then it's like, okay, I can fly on the simulator.
Yeah.
What's the next step?
The next step would be for you to decide what type of flying you want to do. Are you wanting to get into racing? Are you wanting to get into freestyle? Are you wanting to get into a little bit more what I do, the cinematic stuff? Do you only want to shoot indoors and only do cinewhoops? I started flying for about 2 months, only flying cinewhoops. I didn't get on a 5-inch for a long time. I thought they were too fast. It wasn't my type of style. The footage you're watching now is probably cinewhoop style. This is what Gabby really likes, flying indoors, flying close to objects, underneath things. I actually don't have a cinewhoop with me, but they're protected propeller guards, so if you're flying next to soft targets like humans or anything like that, this is a 5-inch.
Like this, but cover
yeah,
on
exactly,
the propellers.
they're covered. They're also a little bit smaller. They come in all varieties and sizes, really.
So one thing that you told me that blew my mind is
Yeah.
like these are not racing drones.
Nope.
The ones you have here,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
But then you did like a speed demo the other day,
Yeah,
and it basically was like a rocket.
they're fast.
Like it disappeared in front of my eyes, like
Sure,
magic almost.
100%. The difference between these freestyle drones, this is a freestyle frame that I use to do cinematic stuff, but the difference between this is one, they're made to carry action cameras, so Insta360s, GoPros and stuff like that. The other thing that differentiates it is the motor size and the lightness. I don't care about weight at all. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy. I don't even know my own weight. I don't even know the weight of my drones. These things are pretty heavy. Racing drones are very light. They're more aerodynamic. Usually the battery is bottom mounted. All of these drones are top battery mounted.
Just to give you a reference, without the battery and without the camera mounted, it's a little bit heavier than my Mavic Air.
Yeah, correct. I'd say fully with the battery and the GoPro, this thing probably around 780 grams. If I had to give weight, maybe a little bit less.
Similar to a Mavic 2 Pro, maybe.
Correct. Maybe a tad bit lighter. This is
Yeah.
a 6-inch drone, and this is a 5-inch drone, or almost exactly the same frame. Both
But to put it into perspective, it's like what, like a million times faster than a Mavic 2, right?
Yeah, I'm hitting probably top speeds of about 120, 140 kilometers an hour with these two. But the acceleration is just almost
Yeah,
instant.
you told me it's like maybe 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in like 1 second.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
It's just, I saw it happen and I was like, I couldn't believe
Especially
it.
if it's going up, going
Yeah.
straight, it takes a little bit longer.
It was
but
like a
comes-
rocket. It was like,
yeah, you lose sight of it pretty quickly.
All right, so how much does this cost, more or less? Like,
Oof.
I mean, the cheapest one that where people
Yeah.
can get started.
So this is where most
It gets
people have a
complicated.
very, very hard time. I fly a digital system, which is a DJI HD system. The two differences would be the analog system, which is kind of what you can think as your old TV receptor, where basically as soon as you start having interference, you get static. For this, the HD system, it gets pixelated. Some people hate it, some people love it. I would never go back to flying analog. I flew analog. The only reason I kept my analog system so that my girlfriend could start flying. But if we go back into the price, to start the DJI system from the base, the goggles, I fly the DJI controller, and one air unit. The air unit comprises of the camera and the little gray box, which is basically the VTX, the visual transmission system. It starts at about $1,000 US. That's for that kit. That doesn't include the drone at all. If we break down this drone, this is an Armatan Marmot 5-inch. This is actually one of the only companies that are doing lifetime warranty.
Wow.
So basically, I crash this drone, break it for whatever reason, I just send a picture to Armatan. Armatan will send me back a drone. This drone was 130 US dollars just for the frame.
Yeah.
And then basically after that, you have the stack, which is the brain, the flight controller. That can run anywhere from $40 all the way up to $120. Then you have something called ESCs. Each ESC can be between $10 and $40 each ESC, depending on what you're running. Motors can cost between $10 all the way up to...
So, to round it up.
Everything. This drone
How painful
probably,
is it gonna be?
This drone probably costs almost $500.
And then the goggles and the remote,
And then the goggles and the remote.
which is
but then-
$1,000.
Yeah, but then you're still not done.
Oh, Jesus.
The reason you're not done is all the accessories you need. And this is where it gets complicated. And you can find videos on YouTube that say,
We're not gonna go so deep into that.
low cost,
Yeah.
But
If we can throw a price and say, okay, I have this good setup, but it's
Yeah.
like 2, 3,
Let's just put
grand.
it into perspective. I've been flying 5 months, and I've spent almost over 9,000 US dollars
Damn.
probably in 5 months.
That's
and I have a
expensive.
lot of drones, so
And keep in mind, you're gonna need one of these as well,
you're gonna
right?
need a lot of those.
But this is not, yeah, a lot of
You're
those.
gonna
But this is
crash
not
those.
that expensive anyway.
No. The things you need to consider that you need to buy are batteries, charger, tools, soldering iron, lipo bags. There's a bunch of accessories that you need if you're starting from scratch. So don't go into this thinking it's a cheap hobby. It just
It's
isn't.
not. But there is one thing. It's like we're not gonna disclose how much you get
Yeah.
paid for flies, but
Yeah.
we can say that it's kind of like a hands-on payment, right? I mean,
Sure.
some FPV drones. I'm not just talking about you, right? In general,
for sure.
FPV pilots with serious skill like
Yeah.
yours, they can get pretty good payment, right?
Yeah, I mean, in 5 months, I've broken cost even for now, so we can put it into that perspective.
Yeah. And you're basically starting out. I mean, only 5
I'm
months.
brand new in this hobby. It's pretty funny because for me, it's a pretty funny occasion to be sitting here doing this interview with you because I don't consider myself anything to be crazy. There's a lot of good pilots out there. I've kind of just tried to brand myself doing cinematic flying, and I've been getting picked up by T-Motor, Insta360, and a bunch of other companies that I'm in talks with. So.
I'll be honest. You tell me you've been doing it for 10 years, I totally believe you. 100%.
I appreciate that, man.
So now we're gonna talk a little bit about what we've been doing the last
Yeah,
few days for Insta360.
For sure.
So we got that drone.
Yeah,
And we
correct.
wanted this. So this is a 4K mode for Insta360, but you wanted something a little bit different.
Yeah, so this is my 6-inch quad. Usually this has a GPS on it, so anything that goes a little bit further range, this is the drone that I would use. I mounted the 1-inch on this drone, and we got some pretty cinematic footage of the bund.
At night.
At night, which is basically the best thing that the 1-inch is made for. Honestly, it's a little bit heavy, which is why I usually mount it on the 6-inch quad, but the thing is killer in low light, really.
To be honest, with my Mavic Pro, I have the original
Yeah.
and the DJI Mavic Air. I don't even dare flying at night.
No.
I know I'm gonna get shit.
Yeah, 100%.
But I saw the footage and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, yeah. The
It's
footage,
amazing.
even raw, straight out of the camera, looks insane. The stabilization, if your quad is perfectly tuned, you don't need any more stabilization from what you have out there.
And then we flying with this other. Can I open it?
Yeah, for
there
sure.
There we go. And then we got the VR. Well, this is not the VR. This is 4K, but with a different mode. Is the
Basically, I made this mount specifically to mount the 360 cam. So Insta360 had reached out to me. They really wanted to focus on doing some 360 footage. I wasn't pleased with all the 360 footage that I was seeing online, so I actually went to my 3D printer, Dahai, and said to him, we need to find a solution. So we went through about, I don't know, 6 or 7 variations before we found the perfect distance
Yeah.
and the perfect angle to mount this camera on. The reason that we have a kink, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little bit of a kink inside here, is so that when the 360 mod is put in, it actually is centered directly with the field of view, so that when we do this thing called drone selfies, where basically we turn around and we're looking at the drone, we get right in the middle. I'm pretty OCD, you know, I fly cinematic, so I want everything to be dead center. So this was the only solution that I found. This piece isn't available yet on Thingiverse. I'm kind of trying to keep it on the low, but after this, maybe we'll put it on the internet.
Okay, if I can get it from Drewdrones, I will definitely put in the description down below. So who knows, maybe in the future.
Let's see, let's see.
So this is for something you call drone selfie. So you get the drone constantly on the video. It's like literally like a selfie.
Exactly.
But it also can do some kind of trickery thing with VR, right?
Exactly. So we can go and we can do some pretty cool tiny planet stuff. The other thing that we can do is, not on this drone specifically, but we can actually kind of hide everything, where basically we're looking only at the top and only at the bottom, almost like an invisible drone. There's actually a drone called Stan FPV, we'll link down at the bottom, that is totally hidden. So we'll try post some footage of that, but that drone is awesome. I'm actually waiting for one at the moment. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward for the next time we fly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. I think we covered everything that I wanted to talk. I really appreciate it. I think my audience will really appreciate you. And definitely go check in on Instagram. I already have your Instagram in the description down below.
Perfect.
Feel free to comment in the video whatever you want to do,
No
and
problem.
links that you want to put
For
if
sure.
you want to contact my audience.
Yeah.
And man, thank you so much. Here we go.
Thank you guys, and again, thank you for having me, and I
Yes.
hope we get some more footage together in the future.
Definitely. And if you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next video. You.